Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? It's the moonwalking, trash talking princess of Staten Island. I want to remind you all that Mela is money, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Just keep watching Going In the Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell right next to it just to make sure you always got your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. We have a wealth of reward tiers there. Starting at $1, you would be shocked at how far $1 goes every single month for Going In Raw. And in return, we get you access, number one, to the Going In Raw Discord server. It's a really fun community over there. Number two, you get Going In Raw on YouTube ad-free. And I'm looking into a way to get it, now that we've got commercials running on our audio thing, ad-free on the audio side, too, because I know a ton of you people listen to the show exclusively on the audio. It'd be nice to get them guys a little feed of their own.
Yeah. See if we can do that.
And then, and then we've got more content on the way.
We do.
In the one thing that I'm going to start doing also is, and I've started it with the Friendo Draft, which we did yesterday on Twitch. All the Twitch streams that we do, I'm going to port over to the Patreon, the secret Patreon YouTube channel.
Great idea.
So instead of having to go all the way over to Twitch and search the videos there, it'll just be right there, properly labeled for you.
Yes.
Ad-free also.
Ad-free, yes.
From Twitch over there to YouTube. All of our Twitch streams that we do, the We Book Raw stuff, and now the WCW Fun Wrestling stuff.
Yes.
All that's going to be available at the $1 mark. So we try to give best value. We're going to continue to try to get best value at that tier. At the $5 mark, you get a freaking 30-minute bonus episode every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday,
every
Monday through Friday.
Every weekday.
Monday through Friday.
Every weekday.
30 minutes of an additional bonus content.
Get some more news in there.
Yeah.
Talk.
It's a real show.
Answer some questions. Yeah. Might watch some video content.
Yeah, I might try to see if I can get the audio up on the, if we do a secret Patreon thing, that there too. Anyways, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll work on it.
In any event, we had a ton of new patrons, though, over the past couple of days. Let's see here. I'm going to go, because last time I did this was on like Thursday. So yeah, the home stretch, man. I wanted to get it 1,100 patrons. We got I think around 1,117.
Yeah, before the end of the month, right?
Before the end of the month, that was my goal.
That was the goal.
And we got a ton of new signups just in the past 48 hours. I'm going to give some shout outs right now. We had Matt Buller, James Luft, Miles Bogart, Mike, Jasmina Sharp, Spike Town, Rick and Mars Bagley, Keenan McCarty, Parker, Daniel Bishop, Carlos Moreno, Joe Juarez, I'm Just Saying, and Carl Copen. Those are all as of
thank you, everybody.
2 o'clock Pacific time on Friday. So next Monday, I'll give shout outs to the weekend patrons.
Yes.
We're on a whole new month. All the people who got their patron stuff in by yesterday, when all the cards are processed and stuff, you'll be getting that Friendo Care package in the mail very shortly.
$20 tier.
For the $20 and up tier,
yes,
you get this great comic book a bunch of stuff. There it is, right
there.
there.
It is.
Yeah.
Comic book story that can only be told in pages of comic book costs way too much to make into a major motion picture.
You sound so tired when you're saying that. Comic book.
We had a pretty sizable lunch. It was very filling.
Yeah, it was a good lunch.
Yeah,
it was a good lunch.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, not sure if I'd go there again. To be honest with you. For what I paid versus what I got.
Yeah, the value proposition isn't the highest, but it's good. It's good food.
It was good.
Like the BLT was
I don't
good.
feel like my body's about to shut down like when I eat McDonald's.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, my body felt good. I was like, oh, thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
As opposed to McDonald's where it's like, why would you do this to me?
It's like Stone Cold in the face of Mr. McMahon, essentially.
Yeah. Exactly. Why would you make me? Because it tastes so good, buddy. Does it really? No, but I don't know.
But it's a nostalgic flavor that I crave from time to time. I don't care.
Oh man! So, anyways, we got some wrestling to talk about.
Oh, that's what we do here. So I suppose
some
so.
Wrestling. All Elite Wrestling.
Apparently, it's real.
No, it's not, man.
Listen to Cody. This is what Cody had to say. Did he just confirm?
One day he'll say
All
one thing.
Elite Wrestling. So, in this week's edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer, the Wrestling Observer himself, mentions that during a meet and greet in Australia, Cody said, when asked about this new promotion, that announcement would be made in January, and that, quote, this is a quote from the Wrestling Observer himself, the announcement would be bigger than anyone expects.
Oh, it's such a troll. It's going to be so much smaller than anybody expects.
They got a TV deal with NBC prime time.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday nights
on the its lead-in is gonna be This Is Us.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a big rating.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't watch TV really.
Me neither. I don't watch that TV.
I really don't watch any TV other than wrestling.
We're just wrapping up this season, the latest season of Ozark. It just gives me anxiety.
I don't watch any Netflix series.
I tell Lacey every day, I'm like, I hate this show, but it's really good.
Yeah.
It's just, I think all the characters are like despicable.
Oh yeah. It makes shows sometimes hard to watch.
Well, kind of, yeah.
So is this All Elite Wrestling? Is this confirmed? Yes. From Cody, yes. Announcement coming January. More major than we can even fathom.
This is more likely, according to Pro Wrestling Sheet, the Jackson brothers were on a recent episode of PD's Wrestling Perspective podcast. Who? What?
P.D. Williams, I think.
P.D. Williams. Oh, cool. Okay.
Remember he had yeah. P.D. Williams, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
Oh, maybe not.
I don't know.
If not, good for P.D. And said the following when asked about the trademark filings that made waves last week. We're in a situation now where we don't exactly know what we're going to do, but we do want to protect ourselves in case we decide to do something.
So this at least means they've considered promotion.
So, okay,
and if these trademark filings are to be believed, but here's the thing.
What?
Like if you're just doing the stuff to protect your potential future options, in this case, a wrestling promotion, why do you file it with the address at the Jacksonville Jaguars stadium address? Shouldn't be at either Matt Massey or what's his brother's real name? His real first name isn't Nick, is it?
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was Nick.
Maybe it is. I thought it was something else. Could be wrong. Anyways,
was it John? Hold on. I think you might be onto something there. Continue.
It is Matt.
Continue your thought.
Anyways, if you're just having these things in your back pocket, just in case you want to do them or just have that option, do you file the paperwork through the address of your rumored investor? That seems a step further than just protecting an option, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Nick.
It's Nick. Okay.
This is okay. So again, this is pure speculation based on my horrible puzzle making skills,
solving skills.
You
can probably make puzzles pretty well.
All you got to do is like grab a thing and then grab a picture and cut it up.
Oh, I initially literally mean jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah,
I meant like mind twisters.
Oh, I'm not your guy. Here's what I think is happening. Whatever announcement they make in January is going to be a big announcement.
Yeah, it's probably all in too.
It's either going to be no. They don't know what it is. It's either going to be we're signing with the WWE for the biggest contract in WWE history, something like that, or it's going to be we're starting our own promotion, or it's going to be all in too. I think that whatever announcement, and Cody understands they're going to make an announcement in January. Do you know why? Because their contracts are up, so there's going to be some announcement to make. In Cody's mind, which is a masterful promotion mind, that announcement is going to be the biggest thing ever, regardless of what it is. So he's not talking about a specific thing that they have decided.
Oh, I know.
He is talking about
the fact that
whatever they decide.
The act of them announcing something is going to be the major announcement. I understand.
Yes.
I'm messing with you. A save for the part about them, if these trademarks are legit, not some troll, and it's just to protect your options. Why would you do it from the rumored offices or home of your perspective?
I think it's probably going like one step further than simply protecting your assets. It's probably, well, this is a legitimate thing that we might do. We might as well start the baby steps that is not past a point of no return, like a TV deal or this or that or the other thing. Yeah. Let's start the process so that when we do turn down the WWE, if that happens, and we do decide to do our own thing, certain pieces are already in place.
Obviously, yes.
So that's probably the reason why they're already trademarking stuff, because it's a possibility, or it might not be a possibility.
Yeah. Later on, Matt, he added that immediately after All In, all the principals agreed that they'd run another show at some point and mentioned that they have investors who are interested in working with the Elite. Mm-hmm. I guess one could speculate the Khan family. Mm-hmm. And then Nick mentioned, we haven't said no really to anything, so we're just keeping our options open and protecting ourselves at the same time.
Yeah. And that's probably also, I mean, if they're already soliciting investors, or if they have investors already lining up, that means they already have some idea of how they can utilize that investment money.
Yeah.
And so to protect the pitch that they might have for
obviously.
investors.
Yeah, then you want to trademark all that stuff.
You want to trademark that
obviously.
Stuff. So I mean that's what it
just
is.
the way they're framing it, it kind of undersells, like, kind of feel like how far along they might actually be.
Whenever Nick says anything, he always seems like he doesn't want to be a huckster. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Cody and Matt want to be hucksters. They just have really, really good minds for promotion.
Yeah.
And part of promotion is a little bit of huckstering. You know, it's like, presentation. You got to make people wonder about stuff.
Anticipation, hype. Yes,
mystery,
obviously.
Stuff like that. Nick always comes off like he's a guy who probably just likes to call it as it is.
And he likes to go and wrestle.
And he doesn't like to BS people, and he probably likes to go wrestle. Mm-hmm. And so, that sort of fits with a lot of the stuff that he said about things, and Matt and Cody also conversely. So I don't know. I still think that they're deciding on what they're going to do, but they're getting ready for the day when they have to do it, and that's coming up very, very soon.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. We were talking about this yesterday. If you're an investor, you want a return on that investment
at some point. Yes,
that's the point of investing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a billionaire who wants a wrestling promotion as a hobby, that is possible. But if their goal is to change the world and have a place, which I think means have a legitimate alternative for wrestlers to wrestle other than the WWE and make a good living, comparable to the
what
WWE.
they would make in WWE, yes.
And like you've said often, they're not going to make what they make in WWE, but combine that with the freedom of having a better schedule, that'll off-put what they're losing and literally the money from the travel schedule. And so if they want to do that, they're going to need a business that isn't just a hobby for a billionaire.
Yeah.
They're going to need a TV deal.
Yeah.
Or,
I mean, step 1 through 10, TV deal.
Pretty much. Because where else is revenue ever going to come from?
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, YouTube revenue is crap these days.
Yeah.
We know that personally.
Yeah. It's got to be a TV deal.
Everybody has a streaming service, so I don't think anybody's making a...
It's TV deal or bust, pretty much.
Basically, yeah. And as Alfred Conawan, his article pointed out a couple days ago, I think it was early this week, for Forbes, we'll link it in the description. WGN pulled in, I think, which is one of the companies we're going to talk about later.
Oh, yeah, it was $169,000 for the...
It was almost 200. It was like $196,000 for All In for the kickoff hour.
0 hour,
The 0 hour, yeah. And so, which is basically Impact numbers.
Yeah.
So I just don't know where they're going to get, that from. But I mean, that's I am so far on the outside. It's
Same.
It's unbelievable.
All we can do is speculate.
Mm-hmm.
Pump those brakes. Because
thought I was just doing that.
You were, but
you're going to bring us
to emphasis on the brake pumping.
Gotcha.
Good old JR is throwing all sorts of cold water reports that he's involved in this promotion. On a recent episode of his podcast, Jim Ross said, quote, I've heard rumored...
Hold on.
I don't know if I can do this whole thing. This is a lot.
I'll do the first 2 sentences. You can carry on. I've been rumored to be in every role in this company. What you find out is eye rolling. I swear to God, it's eye rolling. At one point, it's Jericho and me, which I thought, that's really stupid. Me and Jericho are going to spend all the money we've made over the years to get in the wrestling business. No, are you crazy? I love JR's podcast because he goes on rants like this that are freaking hilarious because it's just him. It's just him in a studio.
I know.
Anyways, he says, no, are you crazy? Are you nuts? Then go ahead.
Then we're not involved at all. It's these other guys that are really the movers and shakers. There ain't nothing to move here, folks. There ain't nothing to shake. I'm not in the loop. I'm not pitching to anybody. I don't have a job. I don't work for him at this moment in time. It's either not going to happen whatsoever because the best TV situation cannot be earned, or it's going to be big, meaning a company with a lot of money, resources, contacts in the media who want to do it right. I can't imagine if it happens, a big if, that the Khan family is going to have a lesser quality looking show than WWE.
Which is like the best looking show on TV, or a wrestling show anyways. What if it's all the options? What if it's a WWE/Khan business co-venture distributed through the WWE network or something like that? WWE, apparently, we're going to talk about this in a second.
They seem to be in the business of putting businesses out of business.
Yeah, but a couple of these are like, we might buy you. I guess some of these are about buying businesses and putting them out of business,
shuttering them. Yes.
Yeah. So that one's out of left field.
Yeah.
But
I don't. If this All Elite Wrestling does come to pass, it's not going to be the sole option for any of the guys in the Elite. That's going to be probably their stateside option, be their primary option. But they're all still going to wrestle for New Japan. Cody's made it plainly obvious that he wants to wrestle for New Japan because he wants to improve as a wrestler. And if you want to improve as a wrestler, that's where you got to go.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think,
Or this could all be much ado about nothing. They can just all re-sign with the companies they're currently working for.
Yeah.
That's entirely possible.
We'll know in about 30 days. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this literally moments ago. WWE buying up properties just to kill them?
Seems that way, because we spoke earlier this week, I believe, on the Monday News show about a word coming out, I think from Wrestle Talk, about NXT UK talent signing new contracts that would significantly restrict the bookings they could take outside of WWE.
It would be a pay raise, but the flip side of that is you couldn't take bookings outside
apart
WWE.
From approved affiliated promotions.
Progress, ICW, kind of OTT-ish.
Maybe. They don't have a deal with them, though.
They don't, but they said OTT is one of those companies that is kind of in a middle ground.
Yeah.
It's not like Rev Pro where because they're affiliated with New Japan, but they're open to OTT.
But then Meltzer also thought that Fight Club Pro would be totally cool because it's Trent Seven's thing, but then they made all the top tier guys pull from the show in Japan anyways. So we got a little clarity on who might be subject to these limitations. According to Meltzer, it's Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, Tony Storm, Rhea Ripley, Eddie Dennis.
Love Eddie Dennis.
Dave Mastiff, Jordan Devlin, Zach Gibson.
Liverpool's number one, Zach Gibson.
James Drake, El Ligero, Mark Andrews, Joseph Connors, Mark and Joe Coffey, Wolfgang, Travis Banks, and Flash Morgan Webster. Essentially the entire top of the card on NXT
That's
UK.
the top and mid card right
Pretty
there.
much.
Because then you're looking at guys like
Tyson T-Bone's not on here.
Whoa, he
Sid
will be.
Scala's not on here.
Well, okay, yeah, I was going to say
Ashton Smith's not on here.
Sid Scala, Ashton Smith, exactly. Is Kenny Williams on here?
No.
Okay, so British Kushida's not on here.
No. Saxon Huxley's not on here.
Not surprising. Meltzer also added part of the WWE's working agreements originally offered and agreed to were that WWE would have the right for the next several years, if they choose, to purchase the companies for an agreed upon price. We're talking about the affiliated companies.
Yeah, the promotions of Progress, ICW.
Yeah. For an agreed upon price, high six figures in some cases.
In at least some cases.
And then shut them down so they would no longer compete with themselves, with the idea that would take place when they were running full-time schedules in those markets.
I think he also talks about, I think specifically Progress, where some of the Progress creative or management people are working to book the NXT shows.
Yeah.
That was my understanding.
Okay.
Reading that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know why a promotion would be like, okay, yeah, you can use some of our talent, as long as we can still book them on our shows, and then sign a deal. We're saying, well, no, you at WWE, we're giving you an option to buy the company and close it on us, without getting something out of it.
Yeah.
I don't really see what the deal is for them. Maybe other than the short term, you could probably maybe charge more at your gate if you have Pete Dunne wrestling now that he's on WWE affiliated programming.
Yeah.
But then also another part of this deal was that.
Not allowed to put it on your DVDs.
Yeah, or your streaming services. So if you have Pete Dunne on your card,
you can't watch it on Progress in Demand.
Nope, only if you're in the house you can watch it.
Yeah.
So they're really putting the screws to the UK independent scene right now.
Well, the UK independent scene seems to be a bit complicit. Here's the thing: all the people, and there's no. I don't really think nobody knows how this is going to shake out. I really like NXT UK. I don't really know what your average Progress fan thinks of NXT UK, and that's kind of who it matters to most. Are those people going to be feeling out of the loop because their favorite promotions are essentially agreeing to literally sell out? Do they like the NXT UK product enough? Do they feel loved enough and respected enough by the WWE to be okay with their home promotion disappearing and being gobbled up and put out by the WWE? Are they okay with that?
Yeah. I mean,
because that fan base is what matters.
In a way, we're seeing a repeat of what Vince did in the States in the territory days.
Yeah.
This time it's,
and Meltzer illustrates that.
Yeah, it's Triple H going into the United Kingdom, buying up or having the option to buy up territories, these other promotions, and taking their best talent.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, is there a consensus on? I mean, wrestling's bigger than it ever has been before. Kind of, like money wise, it is.
Yeah.
And they're spreading out all over the world.
Yeah, you could make that argument.
So I mean, it's an uncomfortable thought, but I don't know. These wrestlers are getting more exposure now than arguably ever before.
And I would hope getting paid more than they were prior.
Right. And it doesn't preclude other wrestling organizations from starting up in the UK.
But here's the thing I've always said about
go ahead.
About the WWE signing all the top of the card independent talent here in the States. There's always an incredible amount of turnover, but there's always people that step up to take those spots.
Sure, yeah.
Left behind by people who signed to WWE because there's a lot of talent, a lot of really good talent.
And that's one of the main points that's been made by several of the wrestlers on Twitter who have been. I think even Tyson T-Bone had a very eloquently written tweet response to this.
Yeah,
where he said,
it's like different circumstances for different wrestlers, and and then I can't remember who it was. And I apologize, but someone made a point of saying this is an opportunity for some of these guys to give opportunities to people they've been mentoring, students they've had, to go and fill the spots that they're going to have to leave behind.
Yeah. The optics of Progress being basically bought and shut down are terrible, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big bummer. I would honestly hope they don't do that. If anything, they need what would probably make more sense, I would think, from WWE's perspective, is to treat Progress. I mean, if they're going to do this, they obviously have snatched up the top tier talent, is view those other promotions as sort of developmental to
sort of
NXT
like how
UK.
NXT looks at Evolve.
Yeah. Or even how NXT looks at NXT developmental.
Yeah.
Because there does seem to be two separate branches that kind of has a little bit of
There's
bleed
two different
through.
touring groups. That's
yeah.
For sure. But that's kind of the thing too. Is and you touched on this a bit earlier. I'm sure United Kingdom fans had a very good sense of what Progress's product was and the characters they brought to their audience. And I mean, the one pretty stark example is in Progress. I don't know if it's still the case, but the longest time, British Strong Style, they were heels.
Oh yeah.
And they ran that place.
Yeah.
And you turn on NXT UK, and they're all faces. Like, are people content with that difference, or is it, or just seeing those talents on arguably a larger stage?
Do they view it as sort of a Disney-fication of their favorites? I agree. And it's funny because Pete Dunne, Pete Dunne's one of Pete Dunne's responses was, "This is what we all wanted to do. This is what we all signed up for." There's that iconic promo with British Strong Style where they say, we're either going to end up in Orlando or we're going to end up whatever the other city is that he was referring to, WWE. But, we're here specifically for this goal. And,
part of that was to get heel heat in progress.
But it's with the kernel of truth. Bigger than a kernel of truth. Yep. Like, why else would you... For many wrestlers, the point is to get to the WWE. And I would think it's a massive point of pride for the WWE to come to you because of what you've done. Now, does that suck for the independent scene? I kind of agree with what you're saying and what many people have said. People will step up and take those spots that have been left behind by these wrestlers.
WWE comes and signs them too.
But the optics of Progress shutting down, it's not great, You
got some insight here from Rev Pro owner Andy Quilden, because he spoke to the Indie Corner, I guess, back in August. And I guess he had some conversations about working with WWE, and these transcripts are from Fightful.com, as we had to say, quote, "I've had discussions with WWE. I always thought we were on good terms. When we spoke originally, there was talk about conflict of interest with my New Japan relationship. When we spoke again, it was a case of, well, all that stuff can be sorted out afterwards. Let's just explore where we can work together. When there's uncertainty about the future, there's no definite, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. When someone says to you, this would be the deal, that there was no deal offered. It was just discussions. This is what we were feeling out in discussions. We want the option to release footage for the network with an option to buy. Okay, an option to buy the footage? No, the promotion as a whole. Well, what would happen to the promotion? That's to be determined. When there's that level of uncertainty, it's important for me to stay true to myself. I'm not going to jump because 3 big letters come towards me."
And again, it's sort of to each their own.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Andy Quinlan here, he's got Rev Pro. That's his thing. That's his. He has a relationship with New Japan. Makes me wonder, is there going to be like some sort of weird Cold War between WWE and New Japan using small promotions?
It could be. I mean, we saw and this is somewhat off topic, but I just saw today before we started that Evolve says they're not going to book any more Impact talents because of the whole LAX thing that just went down.
There is obviously something happening here that I feel might be the result of this global localization here.
Oh, yeah.
WWE is reaching out, and now all the promotions are protecting themselves from all sorts of stuff. So talk about the Evolve thing. Evolve put out a statement about that.
Yeah, let me pull it up. It's on Pro Wrestling Sheet.
Okay.
This is what Evolve's statement reads. Evolve officials were contacted by LAX and informed that they were needed for something else that weekend. No other explanation was given. Impact Wrestling didn't contact Evolve officials and left it up to LAX. There is no heat on LAX as WWN understands the situation they were put in. Evolve officials had told LAX that the plan was to have matches with Evolve Tag Champions, the Street Profits of Montez and Ford and Angelo Dawkins that weekend. Evolve was informed that LAX would not be able to lose in those matches. In order to avoid any political issues, Evolve made one night a triple threat match and the other a 6-man tag. This would give fans the LAX versus Street Profits matches they wanted while protecting all parties politically. It's interesting how they get it, how in-depth they get into the booking situation.
Well, the funny thing, using the word politically is pretty funny to me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Impact Wrestling waited until the matches were announced and then pulled the talent the next day. This all could have easily been avoided by not allowing LAX to take the dates in the first place. Evolve will no longer consider booking Impact Wrestling contracted talent moving forward. Evolve officials are currently working on a replacement and will have news early next week. We apologize for the lineup change, but we'll assure you that Evolve will produce something special for Evolve 117, 118, so on and so forth. And then I guess Pro Wrestling Sheet reached out to Impact, and their sources claimed that, quote, senior officials of the company were not aware of the booking until it was made public via social media.
Well, this sounds like just sort of an unfortunate. I mean, I don't know. When Impact has, I mentioned this before, for you and I were talking, I think, and every independent show, every bigger production these days across the country and then extending into Europe, all those indie shows are basically like the main event players are basically the all-in roster. You know?
Yeah.
You look at the over the budget battle royal. All those people are headlining indie shows across the country. You have the same cast of characters. You got guys like, I mean, no, Jeff Cobb wasn't there, but Jeff Cobb,
Brian Cage, Jordan
Grace, Shane Strickland, Penna, the Lucha Brothers, all those guys, or Joey Ryan, they're all headlining every indie promote. Like they're everywhere. Shane Strickland, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
It's all the same 20 people. Impact is snatching up a lot of those people.
Yeah.
But on the basis that they're still taking independent dates, they're going to have to start making damn well clear to these wrestlers who you can wrestle for and who you can't wrestle for.
I always thought and I think the person sheet mentions this, is that prior, at least at some point, wasn't that a bone of contention between an Impact and their talents? Was that all indie bookings had to be booked through Impact and they got a cut?
That was... yes. I know that was the case 2 years ago. I thought that with the new regime that they were changing things, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not privy to this stuff. But there's definitely something in the air.
Yeah.
All these companies are kind of like forging their alliances. You have these WWE affiliated companies, New Japan affiliated companies, then companies caught in this weird middle ground,
like Impact,
like Impact, and then they're even doing their own thing, because they have an impressive roster.
Yeah, they do.
You know, I think what's a bummer is that it's a bummer that LAX have to be the ones to be on the horn with, with Evolve, saying, hey, they're pulling us, as opposed to Impact sacking up and saying, hey guys, you can't do this, but we're going to give them a call and be the big boys and explain this. That's sort of a bummer. But I don't know. It sounds like there's a lack of communication, but the fact that Impact wouldn't just say, okay, that's fine this last time, but after that, we're sort of pulling this stuff. So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, great, this is somewhat vague, but there must have been some communication, I would think, between Impact and Evolve, because it says Evolve was informed that LAX would not be able to lose those matches. So I don't know if that's something from LAX or is that something from Impact?
Evolve officials had told LAX that the plan was to have matches with Street Profits.
Evolve was informed that LAX would not be able to lose in those matches. In order to avoid any political issues, Evolve made one night a triple threat and the other a six-man tag.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something going on though, man. People are starting to be more take things more seriously now. And then I think at the bottom of that, Santana tweeted about the situation, saying it would have definitely been cool, especially for the fans, but wrestling has proven to us once again that there's still much more work that needs to be done in order for all of us to truly enjoy the endless possibilities. It seems like those possibilities are kind of drying up. Like you see stuff like, right now you wouldn't be able to see Pete Dunne versus Impact's world champion. We saw that, this past summer or last year or something like that. Yeah. There are all sorts of like UK dream matches. That now that it's airing, that's done.
Yep.
And Pete Dunne's getting title defense after title defense.
Yeah.
Whereas there was like a year-long period when it was like few and far between.
Yeah, there really was.
It was like, oh my God, he's going to defend it again? Really cool. Wow.
Yeah, it seemed like every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. So now it's like all.
And he's got a match early 2019 in Toronto, I think, because he's a champion for promotion there. I'm guessing maybe they just have him do that so he can drop the belt.
Maybe. So I don't know. Something weird in the air. We're getting like a sort of a nouveau Monday Night Wars type thing.
Yeah,
where
it seems that way.
And but I mean, I would hope. The hope is this is going to end up giving more leverage to wrestlers who are not contracted, or when their contracts are coming up with any of these places. Say, hey, A, B, and C says they'll sign me for big money. What do you have on the table?
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully that's going to be the case. There's so much talent out there. I hope all these guys are getting paid a decent chip.
Yes.
Speaking of getting paid a decent chip, Impact wants to get paid a decent chip, whatever that means. I think I just made that up.
I think you did for
their TV
televised
rights.
products. The PW Insider mentioned yesterday, that's Friday, that Impact is still looking for
on the lookout
for new TV home, saying, quote, while Impact is speaking to other TV outlets, there is no end date to their current run on Pop. Their deal with the cable network ends officially on December 31st, but all sides will continue to work together beyond that point as Impact looks for another broadcast home in the United States. And the newsletter mentions that Impact is talking to WGN America, Sci-Fi, and True TV.
Is WGN looking for a big Impact / All Elite Wrestling block?
Could be.
Wasn't there a block of wrestling before?
Yeah, it was on Destination America. It was Impact and Ring of Honor.
Oh, and Ring of Honor, that's right.
For that little short bit of time.
Yeah, that was a small period of time, huh?
When Ring of Honor was on Destination America.
Who owns Sci-Fi? Doesn't somebody big own Sci-Fi? Viacom?
Whoever owned...
NBC?
Must be, yeah.
NBC Universal?
Because SmackDown was on Sci-Fi for the longest time.
Yeah, NBC Universal, right?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. And
about
then
True TV.
All I know about True TV... So True TV has...
Had Hardcore Pawn on it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I remember that show.
Yeah, I went through a phase with Hardcore Pawn. And then... But they're so scummy. Like, they're so scummy.
What else is on True TV?
Well, I know they have a lot of, like, those the police dashboard cam ones.
Oh, all right.
One of the worst shows ever, it's so bad, it's so fucking racist, is like Bait Car. I think it's called Bait Car, where they, like, cops will take a car, they'll drive it into usually, a bad neighborhood, and they'll just leave the keys in it, wait till some poor schmuck gets in the car, steals it, and then they'll pull him over. It's like, if it's not entrapment, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that seems like textbook entrapment.
Right?
All for a TV show, too.
Yes.
Oh,
it's so exploitive.
So bad.
It's like, hey, you want to know how bad things are in this company? This is how desperate people are.
That's awful.
You know? It's so bad.
That's awful.
And dude, it's bad. It's bad. They never go into, like, the suburbs and see what some 15-year-old white kid would do. They never do that. No.
Did you watch Impact last night?
No, I watched America in Color, which is this awesome. They take all this great, like, and unearthed footage that, like, has never seen the light of day. Like, dude, they had footage from when FDR, somebody tried to kill him.
Oh, that's crazy.
They had footage of that, and they colorize it, and it looks amazing. Early footage of, like, people in, like, early cars. It's the best thing, man. It's great. Unfortunately, they have not done an episode. No, they did like some boxing, no wrestling stuff. So I want to see that.
Bummer.
But no, I didn't watch Impact.
Long story short, you didn't watch Impact.
Here's the thing. Wednesdays have killed Impact for me. Because not only did they add NXT UK, they added another NXT UK.
Not just 1 hour.
Not just 1 hour.
2 hours.
2 hours. That's right. So there's 2 hours of NXT UK now. And
by the time Thursday rolls around, you're burnt out.
Because before it was like, okay, I can watch 205 Live on Tuesday most of the time.
I know.
You know, that was easy.
But now
or like
4 hours.
Or like Wednesday morning. Now it's on Wednesday, 4 hours. And on Thursday, I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. I'm done. I tell you what, if Impact gets to a point again where they give me something kind of to care about,
they might have started that this week.
All right, what do you got?
So I read the results. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
So here's a brief rundown. Lucha Brothers defeated Willie Mack and Rich Swann, and then LAX comes out to challenge Lucha Brothers for a match. That's going down to Homecoming. But
is that on free TV or a pay-per-view?
No, Homecoming's a pay-per-view.
Oh, bummer.
But apparently
it's in Tennessee.
Conan isn't terribly happy about it.
Shoot or kayfabe?
Well, on storyline, kayfabe.
Because you never know. You know what's happening right now in the American and UK scene, mainly UK scene, I guess, is what happened in Mexico with, like, AAA and CML. Remember, like, this person couldn't work here, this person couldn't work over here.
Yeah.
That's what's happening, man.
Yeah. But eventually it seemed like everybody works everywhere now.
Yeah, everybody works everywhere.
Jordan Grace defeated Katarina. Taya beat Ray Lynn, and then I guess Tessa comes out and starts beating up a ref, starts choking him out.
Oh, man. Gail Kim still hanging out there?
Yeah, she's a producer, I guess.
Oh, good for her.
And so she comes out and breaks it up.
That's cool.
The Radicals defeated Chris Bay and Matt Sydal.
I saw some GIFs of this match, and there was something cool. One of the dudes, I think it was Wentz. Which Wentz is it? Zachary Wentz, not Pete Wentz.
That's the basis for Fall Out Boy.
Thank you. Zachary Wentz did like a standing moonsault, and I think Desmond Xavier pushed him onto where the guy was. It was kind of cool. It was neat. I think they're doing really cool stuff. I can see these guys probably hooking up with NXT in like 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I like.
They
about
were the
Impact.
PWG tag champs for a while.
Yes. Yeah.
The main event was Eli Drake versus Tommy Dreamer, and Drake beat him after he hit a chair that was wrapped around Tommy Dreamer's neck with an oar.
Oh, wow.
It's like a no DQ type deal.
That's cool.
And that was Impact for the week.
Well, that's neat. I might have to watch that. I love Willie Mack and Rich Swann are great. I did see one sequence also in GIF form where Rich Swann and Phoenix had a really cool like running the ropes back and forth thing, and then when they come to like a standoff, stalemate. Thank you. It cuts to Penna, who goes like this.
So good.
It's okay.
But Ray Phoenix apparently has some sort of groin injuries because he's supposed to keep him out for the rest of the year.
Ouch.
And this was filmed a couple weeks ago. So we'll see.
I might check this out this weekend. I don't know. What's going on this weekend? I'm watching.
You going to go to the Christmas parade here in town?
Oh, I don't know.
That's tomorrow.
I keep on pushing on that one. We'll see. Lacey and I are going out tonight.
Oh.
So I don't know how we're going to feel tomorrow morning.
Well, it's not tomorrow morning. It's tomorrow afternoon. It's 4.
Oh, it's at 4? Ooh, probably not.
All right.
Lacey has a lot of homework to do for college. Yeah, it's like the end. Like, there's a week left. So she has like some tests, I think. But I don't know. And then I think Bam is going to Granny's house. But I feel like there was something else I wanted to do this weekend in terms of watching wrestling.
I want to watch a couple matches to get our best of list done.
Oh, yeah. We got to start doing that. I got to start writing Steve W. Got some
I got
good
first
ideas
episode
for
of Fun
that.
Wrestling pretty much written.
And the history of Steve W. Fun Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do that too.
A lot on the docket.
Sadly, we're not going to be attending the Impact tapings happening
tonight,
just around the corner from here.
Well,
and then 100 miles.
It's a couple hours away.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just right around the corner.
So that's a bummer. I really enjoyed my time at the show we went to at Big Time Wrestling.
Yeah.
So I hope that goes off well.
Yes.
I think it's going to be live on Twitch, so maybe I'll just load that up and watch some of that stuff.
There you go.
Watch us in the crowd or something. But we're not going to be there.
We're not going to be there.
And then, of course, Red Dead Online is a thing. I will definitely be playing that. That's kind of that takes precedence.
That's
Farmer Balls has to
number one priority.
Number one farmer in wherever Red Dead is set. I don't know where it's set. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know either.
Anyways,
I don't know.
I think that's a 43-minute long show.
Fair enough.
I think that's good enough. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, everybody. It's been a blast. It's been a good week. Coming back from holiday, right? Wasn't there Thanksgiving last week?
Yeah, it was. It seemed like it was so much longer ago.
Time just zooms by, man. Way too quick. Anyways, there's some music for you guys. And yeah, check out patreon.com/Stephen Lester. We got a lot of good content coming up for you guys this week, this weekend. Till next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.